I gave the venue my own headcount and left my sister-in-law's guests off. So my husband and I got engaged last spring, and because both our families are big and loud and broke, we decided to keep the wedding small, like actually small. 40 people, a barn venue an hour out of town, family-style dinner, one bar tab. We paid for all of it ourselves. No parents chipping in, no rich uncle, just us and 2 years of saving. The venue charged per head. That's the thing people kept forgetting. It wasn't a room we rented flat. It was $95 a plate, plus bar, plus rentals scaled to the count. So every extra body was real money coming out of our account. We built the list carefully. Both sets of parents, our siblings and their partners, grandparents, the friends who actually show up for us. 40 exactly. Then my sister-in-law got involved. Not my husband's sister, his brother's wife Danielle. She's the kind of person who treats every family event like it's secretly hers. When we announced the date, she immediately started talking about the family table and who's sitting where, like she was the coordinator. Danielle called me in June. She said, "So I've been thinking about the guest list and you left off a few people." I asked who. She said, "Well, my parents obviously, and my sister and her husband, and Marcus and Tina, they're basically family at this point. I'd met them once, at her wedding, for maybe 10 minutes. She said, "That doesn't matter, they'd be offended not to be invited." I told her we were doing 40 people and it was already full. She laughed. Actually laughed. She said, "It's a wedding, you can't do 40 people. That's a dinner party. Just tell the venue you need more room. They always have flexibility." I said, "It's per plate, Danielle. Every person is almost $100. She said, "So, it's your wedding, you splurge. That's what weddings are for." I let it go on the phone. That was my mistake, because she took my silence as a yes. Over the next few weeks, she started telling people they were invited. Her mom messaged me about dietary restrictions. Her sister asked if there was a hotel block. Marcus, a man I have literally never spoken to, followed me on Instagram and commented "can't wait" on my engagement photo. Danielle had added 6 people to my wedding without asking, and now they all thought they were coming. My husband tried to talk to his brother. His brother said, "Just let Danielle handle the extra people. She loves that stuff. It's not a big deal." Not a big deal. 6 plates, 6 chairs, a bigger bar tab, a whole extra table we didn't have room for. It was almost $700 in food alone. On a wedding we were paying for with our own money while they contributed nothing but a group they'd invited themselves. So I stopped arguing. I told Danielle it was all figured out. She said, "See, I knew you'd come around. Here's what I actually did." The venue needed the final head count 2 weeks before the date for the caterer. When they emailed me the form, I filled it in with our 40. Our people. I did not add Danielle's parents, her sister or Marcus and Tina. I confirmed 40, paid the balance, and got the receipt. Then I printed the seating chart, 40 names, and I did not print theirs. I didn't announce it, I just let it stand. The morning of the wedding, Danielle showed up early to help set up, which meant walking around inspecting things. She got to the seating chart on the easel by the door, and I watched her read it twice. She found me by the flowers. She said, "Where's my parents' table? I don't see my sister either." I said, "They're not on it." She said, "What do you mean they're not on it?" I said, "I gave the venue our head count, 40. I never added your guests because I never invited them. You did." Her face did this thing. She said, "They're already driving here. My mom is 40 minutes out." I said, "Then she's going to have a long drive back because there's no plate for her. The caterer made 40. That's what we paid for." She said, "You can't turn away family at a wedding." I said, "I didn't invite them, Danielle. You can explain that to them, or you can tell them you got it wrong. Either way, there are 40 chairs and 40 of them are spoken for." She said, "Everyone is going to know what you did." I said, "Good, then everyone will know not to invite themselves to the next one." Her mother called her 3 times during the ceremony. Danielle spent our cocktail hour standing in the gravel parking lot, phone to her ear, telling 6 people not to bother getting out of their cars.